Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So in this one I'm gonna review the Titans, and they are as you can see currently updated to the patch, which I honestly was waiting because with Titan it's always this way. They to be fair to the lore, they make it broken, so they needed to patch them right away, which honestly I I'm not bothered with. It happens. You get to enjoy them when they are broken, and then they become what they become. So let's start with the rare first. He has zero attack like the main body of all Titan, and 35 health, which is a little bit above average for a common, technically rare warlord. So he has can't attack, as for the zero attack. It's in line with every Titan. The initiative is low, and for 2 energy you can give frontline to a friendly vehicle. Otherwise, if you don't roll any, you can draw a card. So the effect is really strong because drawing a card for 2 energy is just really good if you are playing a solo Titan deck. It allows you to go through your deck quite fast. Otherwise, the front line that you give to a friendly vehicle is permanent, so you can just play some of the overstated Titan vehicle and give them frontline. So overall, it's pretty solid for a rare one. I don't know how does it do in battle because I played a little bit of the event, but didn't have the chance to pick it. So now we see some of its weapons, which are I think one of is this. So from what I get, I didn't read on the forums or stuff like that. But it seems that if you find a weapon, you can equip it to your Titan. And when you build a deck, because those are, as you can see, they are cards, you can assemble your Titan the way you like. So we see how that it's gonna inevitably break the game, but whatever. So the Gatling Blaster has shut down like probably every Titan weapon. So when this unit its attack and receives damage, you stun it. This count only when it's attacked, which for most of them it's fine. They have zero attack, so you don't take damage doing so. The thing is, if they are hit with damage from an ability, warlord power, or tactic, it doesn't trigger the shutdown, which we'll see. Maybe something that will be changed also in the future. For the weapon itself, it has a siege, deal 1 to 3 damage to all enemies, which is really strong, honestly. You get basically the effect out for energy. Not bad. The other one are down, down, down. So missile launcher. This one instead doesn't have siege. It's just 2 energy, deal 1 to 2 damage to all enemy. And honestly, this one is really good. It might be changed just to deal 1 damage. I'm already thinking of all of the nerfs that this Legion is gonna have in the future, because some of these cards look really good in the meta. Like having a constant board clear like this, it's really good. The Mega Boulder, 3 energy, deal 3 damage if target dies, draw a card. 3 damage for 3 energy, it's not that special. Other warlord can do that for 2 energy. Of course, you don't get to draw a card, but it's a little bit expensive, I think. Turbo Laser for 6 energy, you deal 2 damage to a random enemy 3 times, so it's basically 6 damage for 6 energy. Because it's a split, it's way better, so if something dies, you get to hit something else, or you get to pop a shield, so you get a better spread of damage. Of course, being random, it probably implies that if the enemy has 3 troops, it's gonna have a chance to hit all of them. instead of the 18 only 2 times. That's probably most likely how it's gonna function. And the last one, it's laser blaster, shutdown, can't attack, and overload. This one is a new one after attacking or using an ability in stun this unit, which is something that can be removed through cards, but we'll see that in a moment. So of course, to nerf a little bit the cards, they have both that and shutdown. And the ability itself is to energy siege, deal 2 damage to random enemy 3 times. So for energy, you basically get this one off. Not terrible. So for the next one, can't attack for 2 energy. You give shield to your warlord or attack and weapon at the initiative low. This was to 1 energy, so you can imagine how good it is. You usually have 1 energy to spare, so at 2 energy it's more balanced. These weapons are the pirate missile launcher with siege for 1 energy, deal 1 damage to all enemy. Really strong, having more clears like that. The macro gatling has for 3 energy of siege, deal 2 to 3 damage to all enemy. Not terrible. Also, they probably all got nerfed and lost 5 health, I think. The Sunfury Annihilator has for 2 energy siege, deal 5 damage to random enemy and 2 adjacent units. This is really strong. The problem is getting the right target, because being random, you're probably not gonna hit what you want with the 5 damage. So most of the time, probably you're gonna just be aggressive with this and try to hit your opponent for 5 damage when he doesn't have troops. Going back down again, we have let's see, I think these are also weapon that go on this Titan. So the Arch Claw, after attacking, receives can't attack, and for 2 energy you remove can't attack. So it's roughly it roughly allows you to attack like it has overload, just with the energy cost on top, because this unit has 4 attack, which is a lot. Like this card, it's probably gonna be really good, especially because with shutdown, as I said before, you have to attack this, and by attacking this you receive 4 damage. So damn. The first legendary, the Bellicosa Cannon, it has for 3 energy siege, deal 12 damage. And also the Ordnance 6, which is, as you can see, deal X extra damage to vehicle, structure, and Titan weapon. Also, not gonna cover them here, but a bunch of cards for balancing got Ordnance basically on all the Legion, Traitors, Loyalist, Unaligned, Neutral, stuff like that, to counter the Titan, of course, mostly because that. And by proximity, basically vehicle are gonna be in general become more weak because of that. So overall, this card does 12 damage for 6 energy, and 18 if you're targeting something that triggers Ordnance, which is a lot of damage, and that's why it's a legendary. The paired Mega Bolters, they for siege deal 1 and 2 damage to 2 random enemies. Not bad. For 1 energy simp is pretty good. The Power is Fist has 3 attack with both Shutdown and Overload. Imagine these two paired. I wonder if if the game allows you to do that, because that's a lot of damage. Or if they go on the same, maybe they don't go on the same Titan. I don't know that. I honestly don't know how you build the Titan. Another legendary Volcano Cannon with shutdown, can attack of course. And for 2 energy you have Siege, delayed damage with Ordnance 4. Yet again, this is a lot of damage. I think maybe these two go only on the first Titan, but I don't know. The Paired Laser Blaster with 1 energy siege, deal 1 damage twice. Also pretty solid. All the shoulder mounted seem to be pretty good on this Titan. Next we have the legendary one with the other one. No. So this one I think you cannot choose the weapon because they are already listed. You get a pair of laser destructor and suzerain destructor, and the main body has for 2 energy you heal 3 to a friendly vehicle or titan weapon, which is a solid amount of healing, not too much, but and the initiative of course is very low. His weapons are this one. Siege, for 1 energy you deal 1 damage to random enemy 3 times. This one is the same, they are just opposed one onto another for the art. And the cannon has for 3 energy siege deal 8 damage to an enemy and 4 to its adjacent units. Same with that. What happened? No, game. Don't do that. As I always say, just to leave no doubt, they're the same. And let's go with the main body. So quickly counterattack, you lower the ability by 1 the ability cost of a friendly titan weapon this turn. Pretty good. You get basically to trigger a 3 cost on the first turn, which is quite a big deal. For the rest we have 1 energy enhanced suspects, choose a troop in the enemy end, the cost 8 or less, increases cost by 2. This card is pretty generic. I get it what it is trying to do. Basically you want to slow down your opponent from playing stuff with a cheap cost, but it doesn't do much honestly. Like your opponent can always play something else, and 2 energy is not that big cost increase. Like it can help you play out of curve, like a disrupted curve for 1 turn, but playing something like Desolated Ground, even if it costs a lot, can help you really get the advantage on the manipulation of energy to gain some tempo. So pretty mediocre card, probably not gonna be played. Instead, 1 energy, 1/3 munition silos, can't attack, but from 1 energy you get to load the siege ability of a friendly unit. This is really strong, not only for the cheapening cost of an ability that probably gonna cost 2 or 3 energy, but also basically makes you makes your how do you say it? Your weapon they have the ability to act in the same turn, like they have blood tear sack. I didn't remember the name of that ability. The Paragon of Conquest Reflection, load the siege ability of a friendly unit. This is also a must-have, of course. Why you wouldn't? Relentless March, you remove overload from a friendly vehicle or a titan weapon. This is of course probably most of the time played on a titan weapon, and on the power fist it's a must. If you play in a titan weapon that have overload, you're probably playing this card. So I don't know if you can hear some noise in the background. The light just went away, but still recording. Yes, sorry for that. Shield breaker, you deal 2 damage to a random enemy. If it had shield, you deal 3d additional damage. So it's pretty solid. It deals a reasonable amount of damage. The enemy being random, it's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. In Titan Warfare, which is probably gonna be see a lot of that in the near future, you're probably gonna play a bunch of this card because the Titan tend to gain a lot of shield. Burden of Loyalty, give a front light to a friendly unit until your next turn. Pretty simple. I don't know if it's gonna be simple because frontline only lasts for 1 turn and it costs 2 energy, so a little bit too balanced to see play. For a shield reflection, give a shield to your warlord and titan weapon. No need to explain a card like this. Even if shielding your weapon for a lot of energy doesn't do much, it still can help you, and it's really good, of course, on the fist weapons. Gravitonic sensor. All enemies lose stealth. For each enemy, refill 1 energy. Pretty good anti-stealth. Like information network, it's really good because it also deals 1 damage to them. But discard for 2 energy. Basically, it's never gonna cost you 2 energy discard because if you are playing it, you want enemy to lose stealth. So discard basically costs you 1 energy or 0. Manipul of 1 to energy heal 2 for your weapon and the warlord. Pretty good, pretty solid. It's kinda I think it's called Cardok, the one of the board leaders. Pretty similar card. And sometimes it sees play because healing is healing. Promethean Deport can't attack to energy 1-5. For 1 energy, you lower by 2 the ability cost of a friendly Titan weapon this turn, which basically makes them all cost 0 or 1. So it's really good. This card probably gonna see some play being a cheap one. Vironi Cherastus. So 2 energy 3-2 with terror and flank and overload. Overload, honestly, it doesn't matter too much on a card like this. Yeah, you play it for 2 energy to deal 3 damage, delete something. If it is a small troop, it also is gonna stay alive. Also flank, if you don't remember, can hit Titan weapons. So this card is really good. Full strike energy gives blood tears to a friendly Titan weapon this turn. Now this is a little bit hard to use because Titan weapon have a consistent siege cost between 2 energy or 3 energy. So giving them blood tears even if you have 10 energy, it's gonna be a little bit harder to trigger the ability on the same turn. And also there's the problem of overload. So even if this card looks really good, I think it might be a little bit problematic to use. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But maybe the cost is a little too much, like 1 point of energy or so. Legio Gryphonicus, for 3 energy you give +2/+2 and survivor 2 to a friendly vehicle structure. It's a pretty big buff for 3 energy, especially the survivor is pretty viable, so pretty good card. Depends how much you are playing of a solo deck, but because some of the Titan vehicle are pretty good, you might also see some of them. Speaking of which, the legendary for 3 energy, it's a 4/4, which is already overstated, and it gains +2/+2 when your warlord or a friendly Titan weapon is attacked. So when you play this, your opponent has to deal with it. Damn. really strong card. The Omnisaya Strength, 3 energy for the 3-4. Rally if you control a structure going frontline. So it's a little bit tough to pull off, but not impossible if you are playing on curve. Otherwise, a vanilla 3 energy 3-4 is not terrible. This one maybe a little better. 3 energy 3 or 4 Orpheon. When an enemy dies, refill 1 energy. A really strong card. It can really help you, as I said before, maybe chain card like this, having more energy to play with. Power Generator, 3 energy 1-5, can't attack. For 2 energy you can heal 3 and remove stun. Pride of Rides, give a shield to your warlord and adjacent titan weapons. Sorry if you can hear the cat in the background, they always make noise when I record. So it's not all your weapons, only the one next to the warlord. But for 3 energy giving 3 shield, it's not terrible for a common card. It's at least it's solid. Maybe gonna see some play. Smash attack, deal 3 energy, deal 3 damage to an enemy and stun it. So dealing 3 damage for 3 energy, it's not that special, but the stun is really strong. So this card it's probably gonna see some play. Legendary 3 energy, you give your warlock gains resolution, heal 2 and give shield to a random friendly titan weapon. So I play this card and there's a couple of problems. If you, unless they fix them now, but I don't know. If you don't have a damaged titan weapon, it's not gonna trigger. And if you have one, it can still land on a titan weapon that has no damage. So even if it's not bad because give shield to something else, after that you can start give shield and heal to a titan weapon that doesn't need them. So I don't know if they're gonna fix that to make the card a little bit more consistent, or if they're gonna leave it to counterbalance a card that otherwise may be a little bit broken. But it's still a must, because just free shield and heals, it's way too good, especially for a card that costs simply 3 energy. Another must, it's Death Pulse. For 4 energy you get to deal 1 to 3 damage to all enemies, and yet again for each unit killed you refill 1 energy. So about clear that deals 1 to 3 damage for 4 energy, it's really good. You will play it even without the refill. But as we know, the refill of energy is pretty valuable on Titans. Display of Might is basically Nostramo for 1 more energy. What can I say? It's really good. I'm pretty sure they recently took away draw card, because I think he had it before. But still, for gaining some tempo, it's really good because your opponent does nothing. It's not good against other Titan, that's for sure. But against a normal enemy, even if it doesn't deal with the board, it buys you time to clear it later. And as we saw before, you have a lot of potential to clear a board. Emergency Repair, for 4 energy you heal 8 remove star for a friendly Titan weapon, or heal 4 to another unit. So you're only gonna play this on a Titan weapon, of course. And healing 8 for 4 energy is really good. Probably it's gonna removing also stun. This is gonna see a lot of play for sure. Anchor Bay, for 4 energy you draw 2 vehicles from your deck and give them +1/+1. So this card is not bad. I'm not sure how it's gonna do in Titan decks, but if someone wants to play a little bit more vehicle, not a bad card. Night Lancer, for 4 energy is 6/4 with Overload, Shield and First Strike. For a rare, it's really fucking strong, because 6 attack and First Strike, even if it does skip a turn, it's something that you have that you must deal with. And it's also strong against Titan because they have 0 attack, so it doesn't take damage back. Mauritania Castus for energy for 5, Overload frontline. Now the Overload on a card like this doesn't matter much. You play them for being an overstated frontline. Taranis Strix for 4, for energy for 4, for 2 energy glam +2/+2. A good card, too much vanilla in a Titan deck. Like in another deck will be strong, here it's just it is what it is. Void Shield Relay for energy for a 2/6. It can't attack, it has shield itself, and Resolution gives shield to a random friendly unit. So similar to this card, both they're good, so both they're gonna see play for sure. Catastrophic Damage, destroy a damage enemy troop or stun addition units. So before it didn't have a stun, I think, and maybe cost a little bit less, but that doesn't matter. What you want is the destruction and damage enemy troops, which is a little bit harder to do because you usually want the removal to just destroy a troop. But coming on 5 energy, considering the most cost 7, it's really good, nice. And also you have on some Titan you have some weapon that deal 1 damage for basically 1 energy, so really good, especially with the stun coming after. Kolkak Warden 5/5 for 5 energy. 2 energy gains +2/+2 and frontline. Now this makes it a way better version of this. Not much to say there. Kinmorn 5 energy 7/6 overload. Basically a overstated card. I don't know. Sometimes they see play, especially in the low ranks, because overstated card work there. On the higher one, I don't think so. Venator Warhand 5 energy 6/6, yet again overstated, but most cards of the Titan are. Overload 1 energy, deal 3 damage to random enemies. It's pretty okay. Of course the damage potential it's really high, but we'll see how much play vehicles. Avatar of the Omniscience 6 energy, il trade to your warlord and Titan weapon and give them shield. The effect is really good. 6 energy though is a lot. Like this card it's gonna probably see play in maybe when you use more fist weapons. Also before it killed 5, but I'm not sure. Another legendary, il Marius Novus Legio Ignatum Warhound. So 6 energy 7/7, overload, shield, battle honor, remove stun from all your units. So you play him just because it's a really good overstated card with the shield, but also removing stun it's really good from to remove it from your Titan weapons. Metallica Warhand 6 energy 7/6, overload, battle honor, refill 3. Now it's not too much special, but being able to refill energy is always really good, so this one might see a little bit of play. Steel Claw 7 energy 9/7, overload, shield and frontline. So you usually want the frontline to have more health than attack, but it does have shield, so maybe it does balance a little bit. Astronom 1 8 energy 9/9, overload, flank, really strong. Like this one it's really hard anything. Corpus Securitae puts 2 Securitarii Hoplites in play and give them frontline. Judging by the art, I think yes, it's them. Of course, if you play this with a Titan that has 4 weapons, you fill the board, so you need to have at least 2 space them to play them. Manufactorum Imperialis, 9 energy, 5/10. Can't attack. For 3 energy, you choose a vehicle from a Loyalist Legion and put it in play. Now, putting in play a vehicle for 3 energy can be really good. You can pull something big or something bad. And after you do that, your board is full. So this card will be good in another religion. But here I think it's slow, it's clunky, it lacks of impact. I don't think this card is gonna see too much play, even if it can be good in some situation. Ascreus, 10 energy, 12/12, Overload, Shield, Rally deal 4 damage, Ordnance deal 4 damage. A lot of damage. This card, even if it's at 10 energy, might see some play because there's a Rally. It's quite active, so even if 10 energy card usually see little play, this one might make the cut. And that was the last one. So this is gonna be it. I'm gonna be see probably when the Traitor Legion Titans are revealed. Until then, Zuzu out.